trip seems forever when you got those days in between the games like that. Spending the night in cities usually don't do that, but definitely good to be back on our home floor, in our home gym, in your own bed, all the above.
Do you like getting the West Coast trips over with early in the season?
I never really thought about it. I mean, I think in hindsight now, having it done, I think it's cool to have it done now because now there's not a lot of long road trips for the rest of the year. I think you don't have to worry about it anymore, and you get more home games is always better, or shorter stints on the road is always better. So I think it does help.
I'm sure you've heard Nick's comments from after the game on Sunday in regards to Kawhi and
I read about it.
do you guys as players, do you appreciate Coach kind of standing up?
Yeah, like him going to work for you is big, you know, because there's a lot of stuff obviously we can't really say, and he's not supposed to say either. But sometimes somebody's got to step out there for your coach to do it first. Definitely lets you know, like, you know, he's in the ring with you, and they always talk about, you know, on the floor as an extension of the coach, the leaders. He's one of the leaders of our team too.
How would you describe him as a coach? Obviously, player coaches, guys are more disciplinarians.
I think he's very adaptive. I think he understands the situations. He understands what's going on. He fills the room out really well. The guys he's speaking to and how to deal with, you know, certain guys. I think he just understands, and I think it helps that he's been here with some of us or most of us. So, but I think the biggest thing is him being willing to listen to guys and be adapted with the game, with the coaching style, with the coach plan as to who we're playing, or if Kyle sees something or Kawhi sees something, him not being afraid to be like, okay, let's try that, or whatever it may be. And I think that's pretty big, and I think that's part of our success also.
What did you see in terms of Kawhi getting calls, your close-up view of the officiating without getting in trouble?
I mean, obviously, I think he gets hit a lot. You know, I think bigger, stronger guys like him, they take a beating just because they're able to play through so much contact. And I think sometimes getting hit, it might not look the same way as if Freddie went in there and got hit, you know? But it's still a foul. That's the way you look at it. And I think he's played through so much of it, and he finishes a lot of them that some of them don't get called. And I think it's tough. Like, from a referee standpoint, it's tough because the speed of the game, the speed of players, the size difference. You know, it's hard to tell how much contact he's making happen, how much defenders making happen sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a referee. I'd rather play any day to be a referee, honestly. So it's a very tough situation on both sides. It helps. I mean, I played for Jerry Sloan, and he talked to the referees in a way, I don't know how to put it, but I mean, it definitely, they hear you, you know. But I always took the approach also, it's like those guys are like anybody else. They're human beings, like they make mistakes, and the way you approach people, the way you talk to people definitely makes a difference. Not saying if I go say, hey, please, could you call a foul on my next shot, that he's going to call it. But I think the way I approach him definitely makes a difference sometimes, because then they're a little bit more easy to be mindful of things that we're trying to communicate with them instead of trying to defend themselves first. Because I think when you have to defend yourself first, it's hard to, like, you know, decipher through what's going on.
What do you make of what the Pacers have been doing? Are they still under the radar? I know it's kind of a different group than when you were there, but Nate's doing obviously a great job.
They playing well, man. They play hard. A lot of guys, they have a good rotation. A lot of guys that can play as well, like us. They're got guys playing their roles. Oladipo's had an injury. I think he's back. He's playing, you know. Miles has been playing well. I think he leads the league in number of blocks now. Got guys making shots. But they play basketball the right way, which is in their style. They play well to their suits. So.
Is there a benefit to getting those long West Coast road trips over with early in the season?
We had talked about that before. Like I said before, it's, you know, a time to just come in as a group collectively and focus up and trying to get road wins.
Well, you guys haven't had much practice time really, given your schedule. How do you kind of balance getting your own work in versus the need to work stuff together as a team?
Just after practice or before practice, you come in and get your shots up with the coach. Pretty much, it's pretty simple as you, you know, get drafted and get things going. You know what I mean? You develop it high school, college. So.
Is that part of what it is to be in the NBA, is to figure out team concepts really quickly because there's only so much time available?
I mean, that's why you got 82 games. Learning concepts as you go on through the year. You're building towards something towards the end of the year.
As players, how much do you guys appreciate having a coach like you did on Sunday?
It's great. You know, like I was saying before, he could see the game. We're playing it. We feel a certain way. We always think we're right on the floor, but when you got your coach on your side, he's watching and seeing the same things you're feeling, then it's great.
How would you describe Nick as a coach? I mean, obviously there are player coaches, there are more disciplinarians. Where does he sort of fall on the spectrum?
He's a player's coach. I mean, he also tries to hold you accountable of, you know, your role, trying to do your job on the defensive end or on the offensive end.
The aggressiveness that Kyle showed against the Clippers and Warriors, is that ideally how aggressive you want to see him when you're in the lineup as well?
He had been that aggressive when I was in the lineup. Just probably had one bad shooting game, 2 bad shooting games, and making a big deal of it.
Early in the season?
I think so. Hopefully it'll pay off down the road for us somewhere. We've logged a lot of miles and played some tough teams on the road. Came out of it almost unbelievably fantastic, but came out of it pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's I think if you would have looked at that 8 games on the road, I hope everybody here would have signed up for 6-2, right? So not too bad by our guys.
CJ was saying that as players, they appreciate when a coach comes out and stands up for them, as you did Kawhi on Sunday. As a coach, why is it important for you in those situations to speak up?
Well, I just again, I thought I don't see very much of what's on television, right? But I just happened to see you on there last night. And you said that I, even in the very first game of the year, made some kind of light remarks about it, and I just seemed like it was a lot of I don't know, a lot of situations of what I talked about the other day. So I just thought it was time to do it. And you're right. I'm gonna back my players. I don't mind physicality in the least. Okay, I don't mind it in the least. Both ends of the floor.
Kawhi had also mentioned how they've made these changes this year. They're supposed to be calling everything tighter and stuff. Do you see that? Have you seen that consistency throughout the year?
It's obviously been much more difficult, I think, for everybody to adjust, right? And we are doing. They're trying to do something different, and it takes time for everybody to adjust. Let's move on from this subject, please.
Any updates on Kyle,
Yeah.
Fred, everyone else, Norm?
Yeah, so the update list is long, but it's fairly positive. Again, there's some doubt on all. Norm is in, ready to go. He's at live practice today. As far as everyone else, I think we're at the stage where we're going to try it, right? I think Fred, Pascal, Danny, all practice today and want to give it a shot, but that doesn't mean they're ready yet. We're going to see how they feel tomorrow. Kyle is also on the let's give it a shot list, but maybe a little bit more questionable than probable. Is that everybody?
Norm had been doing pretty well before he went down. I imagine you're excited to see what he can do. If he can,
Yeah.
It's going to be the rest, obviously, probably.
Yeah. He just was really doing a good job, I think, of fulfilling a role, playing hard on D, taking the open situations on offense, not forcing the issue as much, and it's what we need him to do, especially now coming off the injury. He just needs to kind of settle in, play hard, and settle in on the offensive end.
The Kyle that you saw in those 2 games against the Clippers and the Warriors, is that exactly how aggressive you want to see him when Kawhi's in the lineup, or is there a half?
No, yeah, for sure. I thought he did a little bit of everything. He took it to the rim. He pulled up on the mid-range. He did his little spin and turn move. He shot some threes. He continued to pass the ball really effectively. He's got a lot of game in there, man. He needs to use all bits of it each and every night.
Those 4 games where you only had Kyle for 2 and you only had Kawhi for 2, how tough does that make it to kind of get those guys a chemistry to where the offense is kind of flowing together?
I mean, ideally, certainly, we'd like to have everybody out there, right, and be able to continue to brush up chemistry things, but it's just not really for us anyway, and for a lot of teams, the reality of it. You just got to kind of keep working each and every day, let the chemistry build throughout the game or the 2 or 3 games that groups together, and then, you know, start working on it again when somebody's added or subtracted. So it's just, I mean, I don't worry about it too much because I think they're both such high-level players who are going to play really well, right, as we go deeper and deeper here. So I'm not too concerned about it.